right, you've been there. You're the last seat on the bus or the plane or the train, whatever. There might be another seat behind you. You don't know. You can't look. There's a couple people coming, but there's one guy coming, and you're thinking, that's it. This guy's going to sit with me or whoever. And there it is. They look down at you and say, that's my seat. And then you got to get up and let them in. No worries. Used to that. Being a traveler, I've had anywhere like India, being on top of each other in buses, on top of the bus and everything. But I think it's worse in America. My bus rides, train rides, plane rides here have always been epic. And I want to tell you what happened to me on the last bus ride I did. And I made the mistake of trying to do the bus. It was a Greyhound. I would never do a Greyhound. I told everyone I'd never do a Greyhound. And then I ended up having to do a Greyhound. It was the logistics of where I was. There was no Amtrak bus, no Uber, no nothing. And it was just a long story. So, all right, take the Greyhound for a little bit, right? So I get on there. That's what happened. The guy's sitting next to me. And the guy looks pretty intense. Then the bus driver comes to me at the break. And he says, hey, just let you know, that guy's being shuttled. Minimal security prisoner, believe it or not. And riding with us to Turlock, California. So we're going to Turlock from another bad place that I don't like. So we're cruising, and I said, okay, no problem. He seems to be okay. And he said, okay. Yeah, and just letting you know. And then the guy started talking to me on the ride, and he goes, yeah, I'm getting shuttled up to, I can't remember where it was, minimum security facility, detention, something. And but he was a nice enough guy. It was no problem. But at one point, there was this baby on the bus and crying, and it had been going on for a while, and the guy was trying to sleep. He was getting pretty uncomfortable, and everybody's quiet. I mean, the lights are down, and this baby's really crying, and that guy just belts out, shut that baby up, really loud, and then goes back like he's asleep, and that scared the living shit out of me. Blew my eardrum out. I couldn't believe it. And I'm sitting there. I've actually got my light on a little bit, and I'm reading, and and everybody looks at me. Everybody's like turning on their lights, and they're looking over at me. But I'm pointing at him. And the driver was like, "What's going on back there?" And the driver was pissed. I could tell. And the guy next to me didn't move. He just stayed under his coat or whatever. Like, okay, this guy's gonna come unglued if that baby cries anymore. And I just want to get off the bus. But my bike is underneath. I would have actually got off at the next stop and just waited somewhere. But my bike was underneath. And I thought, well, I can just get to where I need to go, right? So it's only maybe another hour. And we get there. And we get off the bus, and everybody's going their own way. And I go to this local hotel. It's, it's a cheap hotel. But, it's close. I don't mind. I'm not going to use the bed or anything. I got my sleeping bag. I'm just going to tear the covers off and sleep on the sheet, on my bed. That's how I do it. I don't sleep in the beds. Just so I can get a little bit of sleep because that was a rough bus ride. And anyway, so no problem. I want to get up and I want to go get a soda down the hall. And I get up to go down the hall. And I'm walking down the hall. And I see somebody coming at me. And it's that guy. It's the guy that is supposed to be in some sort of facility. And he's like, hey, bro. And he looks at me and recognizes me from the bus. And I'm like, oh, hey, how's it going? He says, yeah, well, I got to stay here tonight. And then I meet my officer or whatever, whoever he's going to meet, a social worker or something in the morning. And I was like, oh, cool. He's like, all right, man. And he didn't see me come out of my room, so he didn't know where I was staying. So I kind of went outside for a while, got on my phone, and then came back in. It's weird. Buses are weird anyway, but it's always weird this has happened to me one time before. Please like and subscribe. I've got a lot of stories about being a passenger and ended up sitting with people that, that was very surprising. Anyway.